Welcome to Creature Creator, a show where I help you recreate your favorite stories and characters at your gaming tables. Today, I want to go back and finally cover a request sent in by Nicholas Lamb to tackle the Killer Klowns from outer space. Which is perfect, because after several episodes covering heavier topics, I couldn't ask for a better movie than Killer Klowns to really kick back and have a little fun around here. Seriously, these weirdos have some of the silliest weaponry underneath their big top, and I think our players will get a kick out of tangoing with these bozos. So let's not dilly-dally any longer, cause here come the clowns. Here on Creature Creator. Hello there, I'm Flintworth, and I gotta ask, do you like ice cream? No, I'm not trying to hit on you. I'm already spoken for.
Damn right he is.
Seriously, what I'm trying to say here is that if you like ice cream, you're gonna adore using our guest of honor today in your games, because playing with the clowns is like, frankly, enjoying this wonderful Sunday of chaos. And not just any kind of chaos. I'm talking about some real cartoony level stuff here. Which, to be fair, in most cases, is the last thing you could ever want at your tables. Especially if you find yourself wrangling your players like a bunch of cats. But that's not to say a little levity is a bad thing. I would argue that having a little comedy is just as important as having a rule set to run your game by. Even more so if you're planning to run a horror story. Having a few laughs allows your audience to relax a little, release some of that tension, which ensures they won't be desensitized the next time you need to drop in a big twist or scare in your game. Utilizing monsters like the Killer Klowns are perfect for maintaining this balance. They are like wild cards in a hand of Uno. They can be silly, scary, disgusting, charming, and dare I say it, even pitiful when the situation calls for it, which allows them to evoke all kinds of reactions from audiences. Technically, they do this so well because they are a parody by design. Monsters not meant to be taken seriously in a story meant to mock 1950s sci-fi movies. But personally, I think it's a lot more to do with how well the film subverts expectations. Not the expectation that clowns are scary, mind you. There is no subverting that in today's pop culture. No, I'm talking about how the film's whole concept about a bunch of killer space clowns attacking some poor unfortunate town really shouldn't work as a decent film. Everything about this story is just ridiculous. For one, no one in town immediately becomes suspicious of these clowns, despite their, frankly, grotesque, monstrous appearances. Two, these aliens are able to attack using items that would normally end up in the bargain bin at a novelty prank store. And don't get me started on the fact that inside of their ship is this impractical funhouse. But thanks to its creators, the Kyoto brothers, dedication to taking what is really a silly concept on paper and treating it seriously in execution, the film works surprisingly well. So well, in fact, the film is still a major part of our pulp culture today. I think it's possible for us to achieve the same level of zaniness in our games. Maybe not as a campaign, sure, but certainly as a one-shot or as a special encounter when you need to go and shake things up for your players. But if we're going to do this right, we first need to decide on what our hungry aliens are going to look like. People love monsters based on innocent child characters, especially if their original design was kind of uncanny to begin with. Hence why clowns are such a popular choice. But I could see you achieving the same level of surrealness using an army of invading space Furbies or symbol monkeys. Hell, you can even fall back on a certain Chuck E. Cheese inspired game franchise. For my viewers out there who have still not gotten enough of those animatronics yet. For those looking to be a bit more original, you could always go with something a bit more normal? Like a popular character or kid's toy. You'll know if you hit the sweet spot if the word killer sounds absolutely silly attached to it, like Killer Legos or Killer Muppets. Yes, I know about the upcoming video game. Shush, that's not what's important right now. What is to be going to something that will spark your creativity when it comes to designing and building up the world of your creatures. The art direction of Killer Klowns is the perfect example of showing, not telling. And unless your intentions are to deliberately run a game using the same designs of the film, you're going to want a space race that won't leave you scrambling to figure out what their weapons, capabilities, and weaknesses are. Speaking of which, you could tackle that conundrum in one of two ways, either from the direction of your theme or from the tropes of the sci-fi genre. Either way, the answers you seek will be somewhere in the middle of those two. For example, take the cocoons the clowns trap people in. The fact they look and act just like cotton candy makes them feel right at home alongside the clowns. However, it's not until we are shown they dissolve whomever is entrapped inside do they feel like a plausible part of the sci-fi film, and not just some unneeded prop choice tacked on to sell that the aliens are clown-like. If anything, it makes their appearance throughout the rest of the film something you dread to see, as they only go and help play up the horror side of the movie, especially with how some of them look like they belong in a spider's web. The same could be said of the clown's popcorn or throwing pies. Cartoony design, terrifying in action. Obviously, as anyone who's seen Killer Klowns can tell you, that combo cannot be applied exactly to every gag in the film. For instance, the shadow puppet scene makes absolutely no sense in the context of an alien invasion. Can all the clowns shape reality at will like that? Do physics mean nothing to them? Well, yes, but also no. See, this is where you, the game master, will really need to watch yourself. A lot of the acts the clowns pull off in the movie would be completely unfair to your players in any game. Granted, I can see some of it being balanced out if you're using a game system that includes magic. However, I can see things getting out of hand if you're using kids on bikes or a similar game system. To help you along with this balancing act, at least for those playing D&D 5th edition, I've already put together some stat blocks you can build your aliens upon, which you can find linked down below. And yes, I've included one for those looking to make their own JoJo, the Clownzilla. Even still, as someone who adores messing with their players via mad gods and similar tricksters, I would offer these two rules of thumb. 1. Don't ever make your players the butt of the joke. The laugh should be on whomever is breaking the laws of physics. And 2, whatever you have them do, make it just flavor text. Villains like the Killer Klowns are all about their presentation. As long as your intentions are to play that up for your players, you'll be fine. Have fun giving them and their characters an experience they'll never forget. And who knows, maybe your Killers from Outer Space is just what you need to take your creativity to the next level. Just because something is silly doesn't mean it's not worth taking a look at. So go out there and explore your zaniness. It may be just what you need to take your games out of this world. Next time on Creature Creator. Over the last 9 months, I've looked at robots, aliens, and butchers of all sorts. But there is one boogeyman I've been saving for a very special edition of Creature Creator. Check in next month when I'll be heading down to Haddonfield, Illinois for my breakdown on the legendary Michael Myers. Just in time for you to run your own Halloween-inspired one-shots. So sharpen those knives and get ready. We've got one hell of a homecoming to plan. Hey, thank you so much for watching today. I have a lot of stuff planned for next month. Halloween is my favorite holiday. So from the Creature Creators to the workshop, I'm gonna be loading up with all kinds of spooktastic stuff. Yes, it says spooktastic. Don't judge me much, please. Let me know if you have any suggestions or thoughts in future videos that I could work on. I have plenty that I do want to cover, yes, but I would rather have given the option to do something that you all want to see, so please let me know. Furthermore, if you haven't already, consider liking and subscribing, and if you don't, that's fine. I love you either way, and you're still beautiful. Take care.